I don't know what's happening with the people that have decided to be like animals. I mean, how have we exhausted our appetite, our sexual appetite towards our fellow human beings to an extent that we are now having sexual feelings towards animals? What's happening with the orientation as human beings? How do you sit down and start imagining yourself having sex with an animal?
Or your sister?
Or your sister?
It's like, the LGBT community. I'm not attacking anyone, by the way. I'm not saying anything. I'm not just going to say anything about the LGBT community. But let's be honest, okay?
Yeah.
These people, like, we have all these kind of groups that come together, and it's a good thing when you realize that you guys have something in common and come together. Yeah. But we need to realize something, okay? Here's a vitu. Some of them are wrong. Exactly.
We need to be clear. Dating your sister is wrong. Dating your cousin is wrong. Being a lesbianism is wrong. Being a gay is wrong. How can you date your fellow man? How can you date your fellow lady and sleep with her?
Yeah.
When did it begin? That's not how God created us.
Yes.
We need to be open as a society and address this issue.
Yes.
Even if the constitution says it is right,
yes,
the constitution of Kenya cannot dictate how we live. It's God who dictates us how.
Exactly.
Because He's the one who created us.
Yes.
He knows what we need. How can you sleep with a fellow woman? How can you sleep with a fellow man? How will we create next generations? Because trust me, a man and a man cannot give birth to a child.
Exactly. Hey, what's up, people? It's Fadhil, Mullah, of course, in the building. Karibu sana on Stan Media. And of course, I want you to subscribe. I want you to hit the bell ring button. I want you to comment. I want you to share. Okay? Karibu sana, Mr. Jacob.
Yes.
In the studio.
Thank you so much.
Yes. So, let's talk about Kyle and Brianna.
Yeah.
And while you're still at that, I want us to include how we have normalized immorality to that extent. I mean, we still have the normal immorality, sexual immorality, ambayo ile kawaida iko. But now it seems like it's not enough. Okay?
Yeah.
It is so bad. It is such a pity. Kufika mahali ambapo, and it's like Sodom and Gomorrah. Ushaona the story in the Bible whereby Sodom and Gomorrah walikuanga wameshakula mademka wote.
Yeah.
Umefika mahali mwisho wakaona haitoshi. So tuende haga za mabo. Tuende haga za manini. Unaona? So I feel like Kenya tumefika mahali kama hapo, and the most crucial part, the most tragic part of this story is that kuna Wakenya wanawasupport.
True, na hatuwezi sema Kenya imefika hapo peke yake, but just the entire world. I don't know what's happening with the people that have decided to be like animals. I mean, how have we exhausted our appetite, our sexual appetite towards our fellow human beings to an extent that we are now having sexual feelings towards animals? What's happening with the orientation as human beings? How do you sit down and start imagining yourself having sex with an animal?
Or your sister.
Or your sister.
But in this case, it's your sister.
For those two...
Yeah, Kyle and Brianna.
Those two confused elements.
Yeah, those two, they are kids, of course.
Yeah. But they are how many? 21, 22?
The guy is 21. The girl is only 19 years old.
Those are not kids.
They are adults, but they are young adults.
They are adults,
yeah,
who have decided not to use their brain effectively.
Don't be too harsh on them.
I'm not too harsh, but I'm just talking the reality. How can you date your sister and you know it and you're proud of it, and you can say out to the media that this is my sister?
What do you expect if your mother is not advising you, your mother is not talking about it, your mother is just okay with it?
Has your mother ever told you not to eat fire? Has your mother ever told you that my son Duncan not eat fire?
Of course, your mother.
No.
Yeah.
Has your mother ever told you that Duncan don't stand on the road while a vehicle is coming?
Mm-hmm.
Has your mother ever told you like that?
Of course, yeah.
Has told you that Duncan don't drink poison or do it by yourself?
I know it.
Yes.
It's nature.
There are things that you don't have to be told. How do you expect a mother to tell you that my son don't date your sister? Mm-hmm. You have to know it by your mother.
Let me ask you.
Yeah.
Has it ever occurred to you?
Yeah.
Encountered a story whereby you heard of maybe because sister and brother used to this is my first time. Okay.
Mimi nishaisikia at a certain place, and I think even they gave birth to a child. Mm-hmm. Yeah, sister and a brother.
Okay, so
like
but
yeah,
cousin nimesikia sana. In fact, we've had a high profile person. What's the name? Wa Jesus alikuwa anasema live, mimi nimepita na makazini zangu kadhaa.
It is good,
and that's where the problem is, whereby we have to embrace such kind of incest behaviors. Okay, and make it look like it's okay, but it's not.
To be honest, it's not okay.
Yeah.
You have to be clear about it.
Yes.
It is not okay to date your sister or your cousin. Mm-hmm. But once you realize you are doing it, you have to look back and turn away from it as fast as possible.
Okay.
You can't continue bragging about it that I'm dating my sister, I'm dating my cousin. Yeah. Of course, all of us do mistakes, but we don't keep on doing the same mistake. Okay. You see? Yeah. When you realize that I've done a mistake, you change.
Okay.
That's why there is a term change. You can still change.
Now, right? let me tell you what is happening in the world we are living in today. Okay? Yeah. The reason why we keep on getting we have keep on having these stories of rotten behaviors, and they are keep on rotting. Is because the moment Asha realize, I'm like this, okay? Yeah. So wanaenda wanatafutana wengine ambao wanakaa hivyo. They have the similar situation. Yeah. Wanaenda wanatengeneza kwa group. No, it's a group kama hizi online ziko.
Yeah,
okay? Because I have witnessed one of groups whereby it's about people who have slept with their cousins and they are in love with their cousins, and and it's okay.
So they comfort each other like
that. So it's like the guys are just coming together to push an agenda, okay?
I think
because you have something in common, now you think it's right.
It's right, yeah.
It's like those people who, it's like, the LGBT community. Yeah. I'm not attacking anyone, by the way. I'm not saying anything. I'm not just going to say anything about the LGBT community. But let's be honest, okay? Yeah. These people, like, we have all these kind of groups that come together, and it's a good thing when you realize that you guys have something in common and come together. Yeah. But we need to realize something, okay? Hizi vitu, some of them are wrong. They are wrong to do it. I know it's my opinion, okay? Yeah. But it's very wrong to sleep with your own sister. It's very wrong to sleep with your own cousin. Yeah. The society does not allow that. But you guys have come together, maybe in a social media platform. You have created a group, maybe in Reddit and Reddit.
I don't know.
In Facebook. Utazipata tu huko on Twitter. Wow. Utazipata tu huko in WhatsApp groups, And the way this guy was talking about how this guy called Kyle, he was talking about how he has created a website. I don't know what's the name of the website, whereby you guys can just come. Maybe you have a similar problem as mine, and they are calling it a problem.
So these people, I don't get a clear picture of what they are doing actually. No matter how many people do an evil, it won't change to be good. Evil is just evil.
Evil is just evil.
No matter how many people do that evil. Yeah. So if you who are doing evil form a group, if that group is aiming at changing you, then it's the right group. But if that group makes you to feel at home, it impresses what you are doing as right, then trust me, you are at the wrong place.
Exactly.
We need to be clear. Dating your sister is wrong. Dating your cousin is wrong. Being a lesbianism is wrong. Being a gay is wrong. How can you date your fellow man? How can you date your fellow lady and sleep with her? Yeah. When did it begin? That's not how God created us.
Yes.
We need to be open as a society and address this issue.
Yes.
Even if the Constitution says it is right,
yes,
the Constitution of Kenya cannot dictate how we live. It's God who dictates us how.
Exactly.
Because He's the one who created us.
Yes.
He knows what we need. How can you sleep with a fellow woman? How can you sleep with a fellow man? How will we create next generations? Because trust me, a man and a man cannot give birth to a child.
Exactly.
Yes. So those people creating groups to convert themselves, it's high time they need to be educated. Yeah? You cannot impress a wrong thing, yet there's a right way to do it.
Now, Jacob,
yeah.
You know there are other sexual immoralities.
Yeah.
Ambazo ziko.
Yeah.
Sindio?
Yeah.
So this is just an incest, okay? This is just incest.
Yeah.
But now, hebu piga hesabu, uangalie ni vitu ngapi kama hizi chini ya maji ziko.
Ziko nyingi sana.
Unaelewa?
Is only that round wamejitokeza wakasema wazi. But chini ya maji ziko. Fathers sleeping with their sons. Fathers sleeping with their sons. With their daughters. Mothers sleeping with their sons. Ya ziko cases nyingi sana.
In this case, okay?
Yeah.
Who do you think should be blamed?
Number one, I think the way they are brought up. If you listen to their stories, it's like their parents didn't take full responsibility of their children.
Really?
Yeah.
Their father is to blame, sindio?
Yeah. Because a child will grow up with the behavior ambayo amefundisha kama kwa mtoto mdogo. If you tell a child this is wrong, this is right.
But let me ask you, Jacob.
Yeah.
What if this guy, we are busy blaming the father, okay? Na mimi najua kila mtu ata blame babake maybe never introduced the daughter to the... But sometimes you have to understand, baby mamas ni kama wanakuanga na ushetani mwingine mbaya sana. Akisha kuchukia, amekuchukia na roho yake yote. Yeah. Na anakuambia hata sitaki kukuona mahali niko kabisa. Unanielewa? But what if the baby mama to the father, now the son, the mother to the son is to blame? Because now we kama umeshanifukuza, utaki nikuje nione mtoto wako. No. Na ukiangalia tu, ukisikiza tu story ya ukijana ana blame babaka, anasema this guy never showed up in my life, he was never there for me. Unanielewa?
Yeah.
Alikuja tu baadaye. But
I think
in happening many other stories whereby we get to hear about the baby mamas kicking the fathers out of their son's life or baby daughter's life and never anakuambia vizuri mimi sitaki kuona na sitaki kuona mali.
The truth is we don't know the story behind it. Maybe tunaweza kuwa tuna blame baba yake but he was never given access to his son.
Exactly.
Sometimes it happens so.
Yeah.
Tunaweza kuwa tuna blame mama yake and we don't know what happened. I think it's a high time that we need to address these issues. Rather than blaming somebody. Sindio? Because you are what happened between the parents to a level that boy never saw his dad, yet he's alive. It's so painful.
Yeah.
I think as parents we need sometimes to put our differences aside, no matter what happens, for the sake of our children. This is a lesson that we must learn. You never know what tomorrow holds. Sindio?
Yeah.
So as parents, no matter what happens between two of you, consider your children. Yeah. They're the ones who suffer most. Sasa kama sahi, who is suffering most? They are these two innocent children who just decided to fall in love like any other person.
Na wako wanajua. Na mimi naona mahali imefika. Wamesha fall in love kabisa. Hata wao, because that aspect of seeing this person is my sister or my brother, maybe it's not there. And now, hebu niambie, unajua sasa kuachilia mtu kama wewe pia ni ngumu. What do you expect wao wafanye?
I think there's no mistake that cannot be corrected.
Yeah.
That's a mistake, they have to accept it. We have made a mistake, right, but we need to be corrected. Or we need to correct it.
Okay.
Yeah. What they should do now is seek guidance and counseling. First of all, they should accept they have done a mistake. They will correct it because they have only dated for around 4 years. Ilikuwa 4 years.
Wanasema wamedate for 2 years.
Sasa hiyo miaka kidogo hiyo. Hata hawajafanya anything.
Wameshapiga mechi bro.
Yes, mechi ndio kitu maana kwa love. They haven't done anything. I think that's just a mistake that can be corrected. Wapewe guidance and all be. Of course kila mtu anafanya mistake. I do mistakes, you do mistakes.
Na unajua
not that akifanya mistake yake ndio mbaya kabisa kuliko yangu. We both do mistakes, but what we do after doing a mistake, once we recognize it as a mistake, we find a way to correct it. Yeah. Hata huyo Burale mwenyewe pia anafanyanga mistake.
Burale
maybe pia alifanya hata worse kuliko venye watu wanafanya sahi.
Wacha kusema hivyo.
But what he did, he corrected it. He corrected it. Now he is no longer we can no longer address him as what he was.
As in Burale, let's be honest, has played a very key role, in making sure and enlightening these kids. What you're doing is wrong. Okay, there's so many people out there, congratulating you online and really, really encouraging this. But the truth of the matter is, what they are doing is wrong. It is wrong. Very despicable. It's very shameful. Wanaendelea kufanya kitu kama hiyo, si ndio?
And let's never accept such a thing to happen.
Exactly.
In our very own eyes, we should never accept a son and a sister to date and be proud of it.
Yes, of course. All right, man, that's it for today.
Yes.
Thank you. God bless you.